What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Soulcial Misfits Podcast. I'm Allan.
I'm Matt.
I'm Alex.
Let's get it, bro. We have a special guest today.
Yes, sir.
Pastor Allan.
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me. I'm really excited to be here.
For sure,
Yes,
bro.
sir.
It's good
Let's
to
go.
see you, man.
First time. Good to see
First
y'all
guest.
Yo.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. Yeah, we plan on having guests every 2 weeks. I think we agreed on every 2
Every
weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Every other week, basically.
Every other week.
Yeah.
That's
Whenever
what that
we
means,
can.
right? Sometimes I forget.
If we run out of people,
We'll
Hey.
start
I don't
finding-
think
we'll
we're
start-
running
nah,
out
I
of
don't think
people,
we're
bro.
right now. I don't think we're right
Yeah.
now.
We got. I think I got 3 lined up right now.
Kind of
too.
stacked.
Oh, you
already?
already have
Yeah,
guests?
I
Yeah.
had 3 people up
That's
already
cool.
to line them up for the next.
What's up?
Yes,
That's
we know.
awesome.
We didn't know
Yeah.
that.
How do y'all pick them based off topic or just...
I think we choose the people that we want to talk to, I guess.
Okay, that makes sense.
No, I wouldn't even say that. It's just like how it comes.
Like how would we flow with?
Because I want to talk to a lot of like everyone, but it's
Honestly, I feel like there's a lot of people that we can bring on here that could bring like a lot of good topics and
exactly.
conversation.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's not like we're like choosing people like, okay, this person's gonna be the best, and then we're just going down the list like best to worst.
Yeah.
It's kind of just like everybody's good, bro. So we're
Yeah.
just like, I guess
Just
trying to
another
divide
voice
it.
It's
I
just
mean, the
table.
people we
Whoever-
know,
whoever
they all
we
got
think
like a
of.
different,
Yeah.
different
Mhm.
little things about them that it's really good.
They can
which
bring
will be
like
good.
this.
It brings something good to this podcast because
Yeah.
it brings a different view or
view,
different
perspective,
Yeah.
everything.
for
Just
sure.
like The View. I'm just kidding.
No.
All right,
But-
so we're gonna start off with our first icebreaker, and I want to ask you guys, who do y'all think is the strongest Marvel character in the whole MCU?
I mean,
I'll let you. Whoever wants to
Who,
go
me?
first, y'all go
yeah,
first.
Alex go first. 'Cause
All right, I'll
look,
go
before
first.
hold on, let me tell them. Before we were filming, Alex goes, "Oh, are we going into the comics or are we just doing movies?" Like he's not that serious about it. He really thought
I
he
know a
was doing
little
something.
song.
He was a nerd in high school. That's why.
He knew about
Low-key.
Godspeed.
Yo,
Yeah,
All right, so
I never
who do you
heard
I
choose
never
though?
heard of him either.
I don't know why, but I choose Spider-Man.
What? The
Yes.
strongest?
Strongest.
of it.
Ain't that
if
a
you
little
could-
boy?
If you could place Earth's fate on one superhero, bro, you're choosing Spider-Man.
I'm choosing
Like an 18-year-old?
Spider-Man. Yep. One, cause his heart. Two, cause he's pretty strong.
Sorry, bro. no.
Like he's
Bro,
like
what
he's
you-
really like he'll
Bro, we're
care.
doomed, bro.
He'll care. Nah.
It's because he doesn't
in
even
the-
have Iron Man
In the
anymore.
movies.
In the
he's,
movies?
Like weak without his suit.
Yeah, without
His
anybody
suit
else.
does half his job.
No, remember what did Iron Man tell him? It's not the suit. It's
No, but
himself.
bro,
But he
Octoman-
still wears a suit
But that
then.
octopus guy would have killed him, bro, if the little thingies didn't go onto
Yeah.
his suit. He would have straight up
You think so?
stabbed him in the heart. bro.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And remember when he has the glove and he's trying to, and the little thing jump on him and he activates kill mode
Oh
and
yeah.
it saves his life?
At the last.
Yeah,
Iron Man.
You think
I
Iron
think
Man?
was the goat
I
for
think
his suit,
for
bro.
me,
Hey,
I'll
low-key,
choose
Iron Man,
Man.
Elon Musk.
Low key.
Yeah, look.
Low key.
He's the closest thing.
He's the closest thing.
Yeah, the closest thing to it, bro. No, I would choose Iron Man.
You would choose Iron Man?
Yeah,
Why?
Why?
bro. I feel like he's ready to die for whatever, bro.
But he's
Like,
not the strongest.
He's not the strongest, but
That's
I
what I
would want him
mean.
on my team though. Spider-Man's not that. Iron Man's that.
But
I mean, I think I would want Spider-Man on my team, but not
For
as the main
sure.
guy.
No.
Not gonna lie, I
He's
could probably
not.
take Spider-Man.
Bro,
Get
this
some
shit
bug
you can
spray.
take Everybody, bro.
Spray
Yeah,
him with
just a
bug
little bug
sprays.
spray.
little bug spray.
So
No,
is
but-
it strongest or
Who you
I
trust
guess-
the
Strongest
most?
to me.
trust
All
the
right,
most? Yeah.
let's say you and one of them had to go against the world.
I'm
Who you
dead.
What's
choose-
the word?
who
Like
you
bad
choose-
guys? I
They
think
wouldn't
any
even pick me.
superhero would be good enough for that.
I don't know. They got nukes and stuff.
That's true. Against Russia?
Yeah,
Putin?
Putin?
yeah. Like let's
Bro,
say
Spider-Man will kill him. But
I
he
don't
won't
think
kill
so.
him because he has heart.
'Cause he's good.
They
Which
just
is the
spin
worst
him in
part,
his way.
kinda.
yeah,
Not really.
Yeah, because, bro, you got to kill those guys.
yeah. Iron Man will literally bing, 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 just take him out, bro.
Send him to space.
Now Captain America beat him up.
That's true. That's
Nah,
a good
he
one.
wouldn't. I don't think he would.
He's sorry though,
He would
but
arrest
that's a
him.
good one though.
Mm.
Are X-Men in this conversation?
Yeah.
Nah, because they're not MCU yet.
I
Not
feel like
yet.
Right. They're about to
It's
be.
about to be.
Who are you? Who you
you're gonna
choosing?
choose
The thing?
Wolverine.
No. I mean, he might be one of them because he can't die, right?
Oh
Who?
yeah, low key.
Wolverine, because he heals up automatically.
But what happened? In
He
the
has
last
died,
one?
though.
He died in the in
the
his
comics.
movie, The
And in his-
Logan.
yeah.
Oh. Well, if I'm choosing Doctor Strange, bro.
Yeah,
Doctor Strange is
he's up there.
cold.
He's up
You're,
there for
you're
sure.
choosing the devil worshipper.
Yes. Yes, bro.
Alright.
No, I'm just kidding. Hold up, bro. Is that confirmed?
Matt said yes.
He's
Is that
He'd be doing magic
He
though.
could be
That's
doing
why.
magic. He's a sorcerer.
Bro, they're all together. Your guy is best friends with him, so.
No, he not.
Bro, they're
But
in the movie.
gets
Scar-
on him.
Scarlet Witch is pretty strong too.
Oh,
and
I think she's one of the
she's straight up.
strongest. Oh, that's true.
He has a stone, you know.
Yeah.
So
Who does?
Doctor Strange.
I mean,
he
I'm
has
That
sure
a
is
she's
true.
time stone.
That time one.
But
I
I
he could
heard.
change reality. He could change like go back in the past, go to the future. Like,
Honestly, I've heard Scarlet Witch. She's pretty.
She's
Like,
probably
she's-
one of the strongest.
All right, hear me out. Thanos when he has all the stones.
nah,
That's
he
what I
got
picked.
beat.
Thanos with all the stones.
He
but
got
that's
beat
not
though.
a superhero. Though.
Vision, because Vision.
What if it is
killed
to me?
Thanos.
He does.
Yeah.
I mean, Thanos might be the greatest like.
And What If? Did you watch What If?
Villain though. He was
No.
cold.
You don't watch
I
it?
liked him.
Bro.
I haven't watched that one.
What If is good.
The
I
zombie
haven't
one.
seen those.
Yeah, Vision
What is
killed
that?
Thanos.
A movie or a TV
No, it's like
series?
it's like
really-
this little series on Disney Plus where they switch up things. Like what if Thanos didn't do
Yeah.
this?
It's really the
Oh.
first introduction to the multiverse.
Okay.
So you should watch What If before you watch.
Any of them?
No, the new Doctor Strange
Oh,
movie.
For real? Is
Because
he
you
gonna
know the
explain
bad
that?
yeah, because all that sets that up. It sets the
And
precedent.
so does
of
Loki, right?
the multiverse. Yeah.
Oh, Loki's
But
good. Bro.
What
Loki, I
if
heard.
way more like?
For real?
Yeah, there's a scene
Dang.
of Vision killing Thanos, taking the stones and becoming Ultron. He
Oh,
fulfills
I
what
seen that.
Tony
I seen
Stark
that. I seen that in the
wanted
cartoons.
him to be.
I don't know half of the words you said.
It
sounded cool,
It's
though.
good though. You
Ultron
should watch
did.
There's a
Isn't
funny
that
one-
already somebody?
Yeah, he already
There's
won.
already a.
That's
Oh,
the second
remember,
Avenger.
Age of
Ultron
Ultron.
was
Yeah.
trying to have Vision's body. He
Yeah.
was creating Vision so that he could take over his body.
Yeah.
But
That's kinda
I
they
remember that.
saved him.
They saved
They
him, yeah.
took Vision away, and then Thor brought him to life with his hammer thing.
Thor is tough.
Thor
Yeah.
is
Thor
tough.
is-
Thor's,
Hey, y'all seen the
Thor's
new
up there.
trailer?
Yeah, it's pretty clean.
It's pretty
With the little
clean.
kid running.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it turns into Thor.
But then it's
Yeah,
kind of
that's
has like an '80s theme,
Yeah.
and he has like a little mullet, kind of. He looks kind of clean.
Yeah, no, it does.
And the
I don't know
Guardians.
what that movie's gonna be about though.
I don't know. It didn't.
I
The
don't like-
trailer didn't seem that appealing
Yeah.
to me, honestly.
I'm gonna watch it because it's Thor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And I mess with Thor heavy. He's cold.
he's cold.
They said the bad guy's one. He's called the God Slayer, so he
Mhm.
like goes around killing gods.
Oh,
Also, he's coming after
He's
Thor.
coming for Thor.
Wasn't there like
But
a
then his
female?
girl's in it, and she's kind of like
She's
a Thor. girl.
Thora.
But she's
I'm
the
just
one
kidding.
from
Thora the Explorer.
All right, so Alan, who would you choose?
Well, yeah. What was your criteria? You said Iron Man because he'll die for anything.
He's just clean, bro.
So you trust him the most.
But he's
Yeah.
not the strongest.
He gives me a suit. We invincible, bro. For real though.
Can I do top three? Top three strongest?
Yes.
Yeah,
All right.
Go for it.
put him
gotta
on.
be-
But then your number one is basically the answer.
Yeah.
But then the
That's
2
true.
and 3 would just be like
Backups.
backups.
I would say Thor's number 3,
All right.
Scarlet Witch is 2, and Captain Marvel's number 1
Okay.
for the strongest.
I haven't watched that one.
Which one's Captain Marvel? The girl?
Oh, but she's
The
kind
girl.
of whack though. Like her movie was like,
They
terrible.
her movie sucks. I feel like they downplay her, but think about
I mean, I'm not going.
No,
based
it is.
I'm going based off of
the movie.
And
Absolutely,
it was terrible.
Endgame. She
Yeah.
saves she turns the whole
Yeah, she
battle
did.
around.
How did she do that though?
She came
She
and
came
She
destroyed
in
has
from
their
like
like
whole
shapes
powers.
and just-
Doesn't she have like
Yeah.
like I don't know, like I haven't watched the movie.
I don't know
You
what
haven't watched Endgame?
That's
No, I haven't watched
That's basically
Captain
Superman,
Marvel.
no?
No.
kind of. I mean, she has
Superman
super
girlfriend?
strength and she can
She has
fly.
legendary or no?
She has
and
Kryptons.
She has energy blast. I don't know how that works, but
Kamehameha?
she turned, bro. Her by herself turned that whole fight around
She did.
when she pulled up.
She destroyed them big old
I gotta
monsters.
rewatch it, bro, because I don't remember.
Lucky.
I
Me
do.
too.
You don't think if there was a second Iron Man, he could have done what she did? Though?
No, not at all.
But Iron Man did make that like Iron Man.
Iron Man
gauntlet
literally
thing, too.
killed himself
Yeah, he
for
died.
for everyone.
He died.
But Doctor Strange knew that was the only way.
And he's a punk for not doing it. Like,
Yeah, he
stepping
could have
in.
done. It wasn't
Bro,
the only
he
way.
coulda-
He could have done it for him.
Bro, he said there
That's
was
like,
one
if
in
I
like
know
a million
Adan's gonna
shots
get
that
run
we
over.
win, and that was the only way.
Nah, you ain't jumping out. You ain't jumping
But I
out.
would tell you, like, bro.
Oh yeah, for
No,
sure.
but you tell them they're
Doctor
like,
Strange is like,
this ain't worth it, bro.
he's finna die.
Yeah,
And then they're watching
basically.
him.
He tells
He could have
Spider-Man.
done something. I don't know.
What do y'all think about Ant-Man? He's pretty clean going into like.
He's sorry.
He's
Quantum.
sorry.
I don't think. I just don't think I like
he can
Paul
kill.
Rudd.
He could have just literally went in Thanos' nostril and just and just killed him, bro.
That's in What If.
That's in What If?
Yeah.
No, he does. He
Yeah.
goes in his nose and gets it.
What does he do it for? I haven't seen that though.
I think it's in What If. Yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
That's
Seriously.
the crazy way
Right.
to think about it.
But that's
bro.
smart though.
It's
That
just
is
like,
smart.
explode him, bro.
They're just doing too much, bro.
So just go in his nostril.
Like Hawkeye shoot him at Thanos.
Yeah.
And like he
Thanos
think,
catches it and then it.
That's so funny.
That's funny. Yeah, I would say, man, Captain Marvel is probably one of the strongest. Hulk should be, but they downplay him a lot
They do.
because he's so strong.
Yeah.
Like in the Endgame, the last movie, he didn't do anything.
He was just like the
Wasn't
smart
he-
guy with the glasses.
Couldn't he not
like-
even turn into Hulk?
was
if
already
he wanted
Hulk.
to?
no, he was
At
already
the very-
Oh,
Yeah,
he
but
was
like-
mixed. He was
Right.
mixed.
But he can control it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He learned how to. Control
But there was that one part in the movie where I don't know if it was that movie, but he was trying to turn into him, and like half of his body
yeah.
would turn,
Oh,
half
yeah.
of his body would turn green, and
yeah.
like he'd just go back down. Yeah,
Alright,
that
what do
was
you think
funny.
about Deadpool? Have y'all
Deadpool?
seen Deadpool?
That's MCU.
I've never seen.
Yeah.
No,
No, he's Fox. He's
Yeah,
like
he's-
with X-Men.
he's with X-Men.
Oh.
He don't
But I
know.
think
They're
they're trying
about
to
to
get.
introduce him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're about
they
to
are.
introduce.
They're trying
him.
to bring him into the because
Yeah.
he's cold, bro.
Yeah.
He already kind
He
of
is
like
cold.
you know how he
He
breaks
can't
the
die
fourth
either, though,
dimension?
right?
No.
He what?
You know how
Oh,
he breaks
yeah.
the fourth dimension? He already kind of like went into Marvel. Like
Wait, how?
I don't know how he did. I don't know where
I think it was
it
a commercial.
I think it was a commercial, but like he kind of like broke it.
Oh.
Like he kind of went in with. I think it was his movie. Isn't? Does he have a movie coming out?
I know he has a new one.
Yeah,
but
maybe
it
I
was-
mean, they're probably like making it right now.
I think he actually like speaks about the like Marvel people.
I think on his last movie he talks about
Or
it.
something
He
like
says
that.
something that like makes it like
Yeah.
a cryptic message almost.
I only watched the first Deadpool.
Yeah, me too.
I think that dude is hilarious, bro.
He is hilarious. Ryan Reynolds, perfect.
No, for real.
Yeah, he's funny. He sucked his.
You
Green
said
Lantern, though.
perfect.
He's perfect.
As who?
It's not perfect.
Green Lantern.
Oh, that was
Oh
terrible,
yeah.
That was the worst movie.
Terrible.
Oh yeah, I seen that. I didn't see it, but I seen that it was the worst, so I
I
didn't
heard it
watch
was
it.
the worst. Yeah. DC.
I wonder who y'all's viewers think is the strongest. Who they agree with.
Comment
You
down
got like
below.
probably like Adrian and Arturo and Tori. Like,
They know. They
they're
know
all mad.
that.
Like, how come you're not saying anything?
They're
But
tweeting
they're,
at us.
they're serious about this.
They can
Nah,
free speech.
Adrian's
on
heated
Twitter.
right now. Adrian's heated right now.
He's mad grabbing a water bottle.
Nah, but yeah, that's enough Marvel talk.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, that's like a big. I feel like that's a big thing in like our culture. I don't know why. Like
it is.
It's pretty big.
since I came to like our church and like had our friend group, like bro, everyone likes Marvel.
Marvel goes
I
hard,
think
bro.
just in general,
In general.
it's
They
never,
make
great
there's, never,
movies,
bro.
there's never been movies like that.
That's
before
true.
in the past.
They're already
been
planning
crazy.
the next 10 years.
Yup.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's wild.
That's insane.
I don't know what they're gonna do, but
It's crazy.
Hey.
There's people that sit there and like break
Plan it.
apart trailers for
Yeah.
you know by second and like, oh, this scene popped up and they said this.
Yeah.
and
They probably
This
probably
reverse-
have jobs just to
They
watch
probably
Marvel.
don't have jobs.
they do.
That is their job.
That is their job to watch Marvel.
They live in their mother's basement downstairs and don't pay rent
That sounds like me.
and
though.
live with cats
No, I don't have no cat.
and eat Captain Crunch all day and watch trailers. I'm just kidding.
That's kind of a good life.
And they got a little YouTube channel.
yeah.
with a million.
They got a
views.
podcast. They got a
Million
podcast. Starts with an S. Yeah,
that's
but
crazy.
so I want to get into like, I guess how we met you and also like how our friendship grew, where we're at
I don't
now.
even know you.
But I think the first little step in that is introducing like who you are, kind of. And I say let's take it back to when we met. So
Me and you,
I
you
think
and I.
all of us.
All
All
of
of
us?
us. There's a.
Okay.
well, we got to start with youth though.
Yeah,
and Matt
definitely
wasn't
with you,
there.
because that's definitely
Yeah.
like where we met him.
Yeah, and then Aaron too.
And then
But
Shout
like
out to Aaron.
something that I got written down is favorite youth memory. But before that, we can go into like how you got into the youth and like what led us to being friends and getting to know each other like this. So I would say how did you get into youth, and then what was your first experience meeting us?
Oh yeah.
I got in because I was a youth pastor, and when we started the church plant, Pastor Angel asked me to if I would youth pastor because I had already served under him, kind of interned with him and learned a lot. You know, everything that I knew was from watching him youth pastor. So showing up early and you know helping set things up for the location we were at and man, my heart was really just to serve at that point. Like, even when I started going, it wasn't to be a youth pastor. It was just to serve. I had other intentions. I want to be in law enforcement. So I applied to colleges, was never able to get in. I mean, I got into those colleges. I just didn't get the scholarship money to go, because when you go out of state, it's like ridiculous expensive.
Ridiculous amount of money.
And the schools I was looking at were Christian private schools, which are even more expensive. So, eventually felt like the Lord was calling me to ministry, and kind of felt that all my life. But, at least, several years ago when I was a teenager, I felt like God called me to ministry. And then I had that realization that that's what God wanted me to do. We started the church plant. I was offered the youth pastor position, and I did that for about 8 years.
Wow.
How old were you, bro?
I started when I was 21 or 22,
As a youth
around
pastor?
that age. Yeah.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That's
Yeah.
crazy, man.
So I was really young, and but we had a great team at that point, and again, Pastor Angel and Mabel were involved and supportive and encouraging throughout the whole thing, because man, when you're 21, you think you know everything, and you think you...
No, I know everything.
Yeah. I mean, it's a real thing. You think you're grown because you've been almost like a kid your whole life. Now you're at a place where you feel like an adult, but you're really not old enough to have had your own real life experiences. Yeah. So, they definitely helped guide me and help me with leadership, and just kind of the direction to point the youth ministry. And so, yeah.
That's really good.
And then would you say it became kind of more, when you first started, were you 100% sure, like, okay, this is something that I really want to do? Or was it, as you continued to youth pastor, did it grow into like, okay, this is something that I really, really love?
I definitely, so this is funny. When we church planted, the option, like the youth pastor role had not yet been filled, and so there was a lot of us that were interested in that role, and I kind of faded back into the background because I thought all the other guys were
more qualified.
Yeah, like better fit. Maybe not. There's a youth pastor look that people have to them, and other things, and I'm just like, those guys are athletic, or they have the look, or just really a shallow way of thinking. But that was my mindset that they probably would get, and I was okay with it at that point. But I would have loved to have been the youth pastor. So we were at Pastor Angel's house one day, and he offered that, he presented that opportunity, and I started to tell him no, for the reasons that I thought other people were better qualified for it than
But
me.
wait, he had brought it up to you?
Yeah,
Okay,
he did.
okay.
He brought it up to me, and
I thought he like gathered all of you. I was like,
we were all there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we
okay,
were all
okay.
there. From my memory, if I'm right, that's what happened. We're all there, and I kind of started to say no, but I felt the Holy Spirit like convict me and tell me that this is what He wanted me to do. So it wasn't really even so much about what I thought or who I thought would be best or who I thought would be a better fit. It was about Him telling me, like, this is an opportunity I'm presenting you. Either take it or leave it. And I felt confidence through that it was the Lord calling me to do that. So
I have a question. Was it immediate right then and there?
right then and there.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that to say that always happens to me. It doesn't.
Yeah.
But that moment was a right then and there moment. I remember I felt a strong impression from the Holy Spirit to say, like, hey.
So basically, you were like, you shrugged back and you were like, oh no, I don't want it. Then you felt the conviction.
It wasn't even that I did want it. I just felt like they would be better for it.
You felt like unqualified for it?
Yeah, absolutely. That's probably the best
okay.
way to put it. I felt unqualified, or maybe that they were better qualified.
Yeah.
But again, probably for shallow reasons or whatever. And then when I felt the Holy Spirit, speak to me, then I felt that confidence and like, okay, I'll do this. So
That's good, man.
yeah, and I loved it all the way
Holy
through.
Spirit.
Yeah, absolutely. Amen.
Yeah, so now let's go into like when we met.
When did you meet him? Like, what was the year?
Well, we met a while back. Remember that little picture
You were
we
little
had
kids.
when I was a little kid?
You were a little kid.
Oh.
With little curly
that
hair.
don't count though. That don't count. No, I'm talking about before that when I had like
That's the time I remember you.
when I had a bowl cut. Like I was probably like about 12 years old or something, bro.
Really?
Yeah, we have a picture together, but that one don't count because I came like once. But after that,
Was
yeah.
that at CDA now, or was that
This
at
was
the other
at-
church?
This was at the hotel. What hotel was that?
Oh, when we first started.
Under. It's off of what street is that?
Don't say this.
Hickory Tree.
Yes, right off the service road
Mhm.
off 635.
Off 635.
It's
Yeah.
like a Hilton Express. Or
Yeah, it
something
was in like
that.
the little conference center. Or
Yeah.
whatever
Oh,
they had.
okay, okay.
It
I'm
was
glad you
there.
said that because you're like in the hotel and they're like, "What the heck?" The dude's
Yeah, that was
when he gets in the hotel.
No, it was like a
It's not.
conference center. That's where they had their youth event, or it was. I think it was.
You can rent out spaces in
Yeah.
hotels.
Yes.
Yeah.
And, like, you can do conferences. stuff
Yeah,
like
so I
that.
put up there once. Didn't really count, and then I came back
Why do you say that doesn't count?
because I don't remember.
You didn't
anything
stay
else.
there.
Oh. But you went.
But I don't remember anything.
Okay.
No, but like, what was the pivot where you like stayed committedly?
Probably my sophomore summer.
Sophomore summer.
Yeah, so this was
What is that? 2017.
2017. 2017. 2017.
Oh, okay.
Your
Yeah.
junior year?
Basically.
Basically,
Okay.
Okay.
going into my junior year.
That was
Yeah.
me too.
Yeah.
Like me.
Yeah,
junior
like a year after.
junior, yeah,
Yeah.
Same thing. Like around.
So it was a
junior.
year before you came.
Yeah. Okay.
That's probably when I got a little bit more committed and
committed.
closer. But I don't feel like we had a relationship, we had a friendship, but
Yeah.
it wasn't I would say like a really really like we're close friends level until probably after I graduated
Yeah. Yeah.
or a little bit after that, to be
Yeah.
honest.
I remember. I feel like you were always there, even if you weren't really plugged in.
You were just.
You were
quiet.
just always there. We'd see you at a special event, or because you lived, you know,
Yeah.
close to the family of the church planter.
Exactly.
So, I think it's funny that sometimes you may see people like y'all mentioned the creasters last time that every church deals with, like people who come twice a year, but there's people who are around and just need time to connect, and we shouldn't give up on those people
Yeah,
because
for sure.
For sure.
when they need the gospel or the community or the word, they're gonna go to the church that's always been there for them.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember you as a little kid, like being at the VBSs, and
Yeah, exactly.
they would bring you over, and
You basically forced me, bro. It's a good thing you did though, because I don't know where I would be like if I
And-
wasn't forced.
yeah, and boom. There
Did you ever
are.
think anything weird when they would invite you, like church? Ew.
I don't think so, because I kind of already had it in my background, but it was more of like
family wise.
it was more of like a do I have to go?
You didn't have to. There,
But
your friends were.
but
inviting you.
then yeah, it's like okay, I'm
But it was
friends
like
with
your
these
friends
people.
going,
I'm
I
friends
was
with these
trying
people.
to
I'm gonna go.
kick
Like,
it with
yeah,
them.
it was
Yeah,
more
me
of like a
too.
kick it type
Like
thing.
hang out with
I'm
my
finna
buddy
hang out with
here,
my
Yeah.
friends. Yeah.
my friend Awen.
Yeah. No, but then like I said, after that, in that high school range, I started getting more serious.
Yeah.
And then this is when you come into the picture.
Yeah,
a year after
definitely.
me.
It's crazy because I already mentioned how I came when someone invited me, and after that day they just started hitting me up and I started showing up when I could because I was working at the time, I remember, but then I started pulling up. It was just only youth, and then I started going to church.
Weren't you doing cross country also?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
yeah. Well, that's the person that invited me, and he invited the whole cross country. I don't know if you remember the birthday
The
party.
birthday party, yeah.
Yep, that
I
one
do
was,
remember.
That
That was
crazy.
I think that's still the best event.
Yeah,
of
low
CDA
key.
youth to this day.
Yeah,
To this
that was a
day.
great event.
We had that place packed, low key.
For real.
There's a lot
Yeah,
of
I was
that was
surprised. They all went. Like the whole cross country team
That was
went.
live.
And then from that point on, they just started connecting with me and I
Yeah.
started going. And then I think a pivot point for me, like really where I turned was when like I guess something happened with me, like just being young, and I reached out to Allan one day.
I don't remember.
You don't remember that?
No.
Well, we ate at Burger Island. It was right after a
Like
Sunday.
the first time
you
we
talking
hung
about when
out?
you was
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
I do
But it was
remember.
with your wife.
Yeah, I
And
do remember.
Like I hit you up. I was like, hey, I need help.
I do remember
That's what he's
that.
talking about, right?
That's when there was one on Town
Oh.
East.
I know what you're talking
Yeah, I was like, I need help. Like, I messed up, whatever. Bro, he was there.
I remember.
He was like, me and my wife were having dinner at this spot. If you want to see us there afterward. Bro, I took Allan from Nayeli. Nayeli had to eat by herself.
about. That's crazy.
That's crazy, but that's how real Allan was.
I do remember that.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Wow, that brought back a lot of memories.
Yeah.
Man, I remember where we sat and everything and
Yeah,
talked.
me too. Then that restaurant's not there no more.
I remember what the problem was
They
about
took
too.
it.
Yeah.
They took it out.
Yeah, it's gone.
Really?
It's a Jersey Mike's now.
Jersey Mike's.
Is Burger Island like not a thing anymore?
No,
There's
there's
still one in Garland,
The
too.
one right next to King's.
And there's one in Rockwall too, I think.
Nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, from that point on, I think for me, like, I started feeling more comfortable. I started connecting more. I started hanging out with the leaders more. And I think that was my
Wow.
pivot.
That's
Matt?
crazy.
Man, I know you got the first. Kind of recall the first moments that you met Allan.
I mean, I think like when I was saying like in the past episodes, like, you know, when me and Perla first came to the church, like everybody was just so welcoming.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think that best describes you and Nayeli to us, is you guys like welcomed us with open arms. So I mean, I guess I don't have like an exact memory like my very first Sunday, you know, of us coming to the church.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, I remember our hangouts when we went to like Smoky Rose.
Oh yeah, that place is good.
Yeah, it is, right?
Yeah.
In White Rock Lake.
Yeah.
I wanna go.
And then we went
good.
to Wabi House, bro, which is like
That place is better.
that place is fire, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like one of me and Perla's like favorite
I always hear
spots,
Matt
bro.
talk about it, bro. I
Matt
want to go.
literally will die over Wabi House.
Bro, Wabi
It's
House is fire.
Good.
Bro.
They have
It's alright.
octopus balls.
It's alright.
I
bro.
didn't know that.
They do. It's
They
an
do.
appetite. We got it when we went.
For real?
You wanted that.
Nah, you're lying.
For real, they do have it though.
I didn't really want it though. I didn't really want it. No,
They're not-
but like, bro, we've taken like so many people from the church to that restaurant.
Yeah, it's
I'm
amazing.
gonna
mean,
take
and-
us. Bro, I want to go. He
Alright,
talks
we
about
gotta
it
go.
so
You ain't
much.
never been?
Shoot the next episode there.
Uh-huh. I know.
Shoot
the
for
next
real,
episode
bro.
there.
That would be clean.
That'd be cool.
Food critiquing.
But I mean,
Hey,
like,
there's gonna be people walking by. Yo, chill out. Get out the way.
gotta have Aaron like pushing people out. No, but I mean, I think those are like some really good memories that we have.
Yeah.
And like I was saying, like I didn't really talk much when I first came to the church. So like you and Nayeli, like y'all are really good friends to us. So and y'all made me feel like welcome and like comfortable enough to like, you know, at least have conversations with people, you know.
Yeah.
So
That's cool.
that's some good memories.
That's
right
awesome.
there. Yeah.
It's really encouraging to hear how God has used you, you know, because there's always this, I feel like every believer has that, like, can God use me? And then
Yeah.
to be surrounded by people, you can be reminded that God has used you in their life, and it's just a encouragement to keep going, you know,
definitely.
letting God continue to use you. So,
For sure. Yeah.
yeah, I don't remember, because like I said, you were always there, so I don't remember you showing up
Mm-hmm.
and like a specific moment. I remember
think I
that
do
moment
either.
at Burger House.
I don't
but-
think I do either,
Burger
to be
House.
honest.
or Burger
Burger
House.
Burger House.
But yeah, seeing you guys grow up and mature in your, and I would say we became a lot closer because the dynamic changed. It was like a
Yeah.
youth pastor, mentor and mentoree relationship. Then when you graduate, it's like,
More
okay,
of
now I'm
a-
dealing with an adult,
Yeah.
a young adult, like, you know,
Yeah.
and that relationship was a little different. So,
Mhm.
but yeah.
So what is your favorite youth memory? Like if you had to pick one.
Low key, I think I got one.
Okay, you go first because I got to think about it too.
I think another like event that made us really close was the what's it called, senior camps where we would go.
Those
Those
were
were
it,
fun.
bro.
We
I
had
think that
two,
might be one of
I
my
think,
favorite.
And
Yeah,
like
that's
it's
true.
just like young guys and then like 3 leaders and
Yeah.
it's just like
That was fun.
we have so much fun
Yeah.
going to the lake, staying up late. But
Dear-
we do have some intimate moments, getting deep in the word,
Yeah.
everything. And I think that just made us even stronger. But
What? Why are y'all laughing at?
are you thinking?
Y'all gotta get into it, but y'all laughing.
Oh, the fish.
What were you thinking of?
I was
what
thinking about the vacuum.
Oh, that was crazy. That was crazy. I don't
I
think
gotta
we can
hear
say
this
that
story.
one.
She was
though.
there.
The vacuum one?
Yeah.
If you want, yeah.
All right, so basically, there's like this little house that we stayed at. It's like a little 3-bedroom house. We were just
Yeah.
chilling. Everyone like, there's bunk beds and everything. We stayed there, and then we were all chilling in the master bedroom, which was Pastor Allan's room. And I go into the closet and we find them big old like vacuums,
Like a shop vac.
like like the
Oh,
ones
okay,
like,
okay,
like
yeah,
I
yeah.
guess
The ones that suck up water and stuff.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, that one. And
That's
I like
really
I checked,
strong. Yeah.
I checked it, but like it worked and it turned on. And it did. I plugged it in and it turned on and everything. And then I know we're just like, and I go like close to it. We were like walking around without our shirts.
It was
'Cause
all guys.
hot.
Yeah.
It was hot and we were all guys. And then out of nowhere, I put the vacuum, and the vacuum just goes. It goes out. and grabs my chest and just takes it over, and we all started laughing. It was so funny.
Oh, that was
I forgot about that.
That was one of the funniest things ever, bro.
Did y'all go around and keep doing it to other people?
Yeah, we tried.
That was funny. I remember that.
Nah, that's crazy.
I was thinking about the fish story.
With
The
Freddy.
fish is crazy.
Yeah.
Freddie was kind of heated after that.
Oh
though.
yeah, low key, kind of.
Angel got him dirty, bro.
Because we caught a catfish.
Okay.
First of all, they tortured this poor fish.
It's because we were
No
figuring out
way.
how can we
Everyone said,
what's the word? How do you
humanely kill it?
Humanely kill it. Yeah.
So everyone said they knew how.
Oh my god.
Freddie
I just
said-
feel like that's going back.
I think it's Freddie first who said stab it in the head.
Nah, I
So-
think it was
Nah,
a
it was
gun.
me.
Okay, so
Stab it in the head is let me
Is that what
get it
dinner
straight.
does?
not for
Stab it in
catfish.
the head is except the catfish head is really
It's
hard.
really hard.
They
So
have
it's
like a metal plate back there. or
yeah,
something.
like a football helmet.
So stabbing in the head is really hard. So I go to stab it in the head and I miss a little bit.
And you
'Cause
stabbed
it was
his
hard.
eye.
Yeah.
It was all bone and then it slipped and it just went in. It went in like lower back
Oh,
kind
oh,
of thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
So they're
So
like
instead of you stab in
hidden,
the head, you stab the back.
but
Stab
they kept
like the back,
trying.
yeah.
They kept trying to hit it.
I
in
was
the
trying
head.
to take it out, bro.
And
So you're just
poor
like-
fish was like,
It's
being
hard, bro.
massacred. Then Freddy's like, no, you got to take the guts out. Take the guts out so it's still alive. And we were trying to kill it humanely. We didn't know.
So what is the fish doing? It's just like
Oh, it's
flopping,
moving,
like-
dude.
yeah.
You cut its belly and then take its guts out, and he's still moving.
Bro,
like
that's so
he's
weird.
not dead. So then we finally got signal, and I Googled it on the phone. The most humane way was just put it on ice.
Oh yeah.
Oh
So this
my
poor thing was
gosh, bro! Y'all like straight.
It should have its
Chainsaw
own
massacred
documentary
that thing.
of like how it was
Dude,
killed,
they got murdered.
like a Forensic Files episode. So
I cut it up pretty good.
Did y'all cooked
Eating-
it right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're eating it.
yeah, they did.
Bro, I filleted it like pretty good.
Good
Yeah.
fillet,
Was it
perfect.
good?
It was
Yeah.
actually really good fillet. I'm
Yeah.
proud of myself for that one.
That's what's up.
But before they did that, it took it inside. Freddie was already knocked out.
Yeah,
'Cause he
Freddie
goes to
fell asleep
early.
because this was we were fishing in the dark. It was like 1 a.m.
Oh yeah, it was like
2
1
a.m.
a.m. in the morning. Yeah.
So
Y'all
we're
made this
fishing
at
in
1
the
a.m.
dark.
too. Y'all ate it.
It was just me.
No,
and
did we eat it?
I don't think we ate it.
We didn't eat it.
I think we
just
just
laid
stayed
it
in
like
the
we
freezer.
wanted to, but
Yeah, I think we
I don't
left
think
it
we
there.
were
I think we
Because the
might
next
have
day we
left
were
it.
leaving. All we were gonna eat was breakfast. No one wanted fish for breakfast. So I think it was Angel that
This
went.
is at the
oh yeah,
camp.
Angel, I have the video. We should like
You have
post it. Yeah.
Angel went into
It's
the
on my
room where
Snapchat.
Freddie was sleeping and made him kiss the fish.
And you just see Freddie, you just see Freddie like
His
like
tongue went
and
into
then-
the fish's
and Freddie goes like this. And he's like, what the hell? We're all laughing.
You have that video?
I have that video.
I gotta see
I'll
that,
show
bro.
you
That was
afterwards.
so funny. Oh, that was so
Oh,
funny.
that
But
was
we did
crazy.
say whoever sleeps first is getting pranked.
Yeah.
We did say that.
So
So
then-
Freddie knew it was coming.
Yeah,
Something was
nah,
happening.
Yeah.
but he was heated. He
Yeah,
got
he
up,
was.
bro. He got up. This is probably the maddest I've ever seen Freddie.
I don't think I've
He
ever
got
seen
up,
Freddie mad. So.
started running after Angels full force,
No
running
way.
around the whole house.
Man,
Angels
that's
taking
crazy.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did,
He
bro.
did chase him.
He
He
chased
did.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy.
funny. Man, that's a good memory. And then remember we stopped at the Coal Museum?
Oh,
On the way back?
Thurber Mingus?
Yeah.
we thought it was so funny. Every time we would drive up to that campsite, we would always be like, where there was like a little town, I guess, and it was called Thurber Mingus, and we would always laugh when we would like see that sign, and we finally stopped, and it's
Yeah.
like a little historic.
Yeah, they walk you through and show you the history of it. And
They used to make bricks.
yeah,
right?
didn't they show some movie and someone's making
Oh,
like
yeah.
fart sounds or something?
I don't know.
I don't know
if they were making farce
Because
of it.
there's
It
a
was- it
person
was
with
lame.
us. It was embarrassing.
Yeah.
Can't take them nowhere.
I know.
That's
It's probably you. No,
I think my worst memory of that trip is whenever we went on that trail and I had to poop so
Oh.
bad. I had to poop so bad, man. Bro, so these dudes want to keep walking. The restroom's in the front of the trail. So we're already like, I went probably a mile in.
Probably.
Bro, I had to poop so bad. I was like, bro, y'all can keep going. I gotta walk back. I started walking back, like turtlenecking, bro. Turtlenecking hard.
Didn't we go into like the woods and we're like, this is
Yeah.
a perfect spot.
There's a rattlesnake out there.
No.
Oh,
way.
yeah, we were-
Remember?
Oh, yeah.
Didn't you see it?
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't
No.
see it.
at the
but
campsite?
Whoever was ahead of us.
I mean,
I think Freddie saw it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Saw a rattlesnake.
We heard it though,
That's
for
wild.
sure.
Oh, y'all heard the little.
Yeah.
But that wasn't
And
in
then
the
it
trail.
slithered
That was in
away.
the camp.
That was in the camp.
No, that was the trail.
So this is what we
remember
did. We illegally
passed into
trespassed,
the
remember?
rat, into
Bro,
like
there's
someone's
snakes
ranch.
out there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We trespassed?
Yeah.
trespassed.
But that was on like we walked out the road, walked out
But
of the camp.
this was at camp, though.
It was at camp.
Yeah.
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 That's what I'm saying. The hiking trail thing was
Yeah.
was when we were on the way back.
On the way back. Yeah.
On the way back, we stopped at some place that had like a little hiking trail thing.
Oh, I remember that.
Remember, because y'all took a picture together,
Yeah,
and I
on
wasn't
the
there
bridge.
because I had to run back and take a poop.
Did you go in the bushes?
Oh,
I didn't
yeah,
go to the bushes.
exactly. We went into the bushes.
I almost
and he was
went
like,
into the-
should we do it?
Bro.
He was like, should we do it? We're like, we'll keep watch out for you. But it was too risky. Bro.
I was-
you would see people walking
I
by.
was
I
like-
hear it for sure.
I was probably 80%. I would have went in the bushes.
Nah, he would have. He
But
was.
like, what do you wipe with?
The only thing that
I
was
think
the
it
wipe.
was that.
The
Bro,
wipe.
heck
The
no.
wipe
He
is
had
what
to
stopped
go
me.
so bad.
There
Bro.
was nothing to you.
No, there was nothing.
I
there
forgot
was
about
stuff,
that
but-
hike.
The wipe is what stopped me from going in the bushes.
We kind of stopped and hiked there because we thought we would see something cool at the end, but it was like
It was too
literally
long.
just a trail. Like
Yeah.
Nothing
it was
like-
nothing. Yeah,
At the
Just
end of it,
trees
it was
we didn't even
everywhere.
get to the end. We just
We-
turned
yeah,
around
we just turned around.
because he had to go take it down.
And
No,
then we finally
but
went
I
back to
took
the
off, though.
restroom. Yeah.
Yeah, that was
was
crazy.
funny. I
That's
forgot
probably the
about that.
most I came to poop myself. Like the closest that I've been to pooping myself.
That's funny.
That
Yeah, I
was
remember
crazy.
another part when we were swimming with Alexis. Alexis went
And
that
the lifeguard.
the lifeguard. So
Oh
we
my
have
God. Oh, yeah.
lifeguards there, like, and there were women, right? And then he like talks to one of them, just says something, and then Pastor Allan, we're like all swimming, and Pastor Allan tells him, "You were spitting game over there," and then he's like, my bad. He's like, my bad. I didn't mean to spit, and we thought it was so funny.
What?
Because
Oh.
Pastor Allan was telling
Bro,
him like, "You were spitting game."
He
over
told
there?"
him, you were over there spitting game.
Because he
He
was
was like,
talking to him for a while.
he was talking. He was like, oh my bad.
He thought he didn't
He
know what
thought
that
he
meant.
Yeah. He got actual spitting.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And then I remember we had asked him in the kitchen, like, "Hey, are you talking to any girls or something?" He said,
Oh.
do you remember this?
Yeah.
He said, yeah, I got some sisters.
That was
Bro,
funny.
does this guy not understand like
Yeah,
the lingo or whatever? Oh my god.
Yeah, he was so clueless.
Yeah, I got some sister.
But you're literally crying.
It's because it was so funny. It was so funny, bro.
And we all looked at him like, what? Bro, that was the first thing he said.
Yeah, that was the first thing.
Oh
he
my
said.
gosh, bro, that's so funny.
Oh my goodness.
We're like, what sisters?
That
No.
was crazy.
Oh my, he's like, but they meant like people, sisters from church.
Yeah.
Is what he meant, bro. That was so
That was
funny.
funny.
Oh man, I forgot he went with us that day, bro.
Yeah.
That was-
I don't even think I know who that is.
It was one of Chato's friends.
Yeah.
From
Oh, okay.
school.
Yeah.
Well, I
You
didn't
never
know him
met
like
him.
I
that.
don't think
He's a
so.
great guy though, real cool dude.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
really
he's,
cool,
he was
dude.
real cool.
He didn't get our lingo.
It was
Yeah.
really funny though.
That was funny.
That was so funny. That
said,
has
"Yeah,
to
I
be one of
got
our
some
favorites.
Yeah, that has
That
to
might be one of my favorite memories, bro. I remember just dying when he said that, bro. That was crazy.
Oh my gosh, bro, that was
That
so
was
funny.
funny.
Yeah, that probably is. Matt, there's a lot of good memories in
Definitely.
CDA youth.
Yep.
But that one's probably up
Matt
there for
Loki
sure.
feels left out.
I do, bro. That
He's
sounds so funny.
like, dang, I wish I was there.
Were you
about-
ever involved in youth, like
Nah.
from your church?
I think at like my old church.
Yeah.
Nah, not really.
Did y'all have a youth ministry?
Yeah, we had a lot of kids, but like whenever they would have youth events, I wouldn't really go to them because
But
like
you
their
would go
youth
to-
events are kind of like conferences. So like you would go and you would just like hear like preachings, like 4 preachers would preach, and there'd be like some.
Their
games
youth?
and stuff.
4 in one
Yeah.
night.
Yeah.
Like every Wednesday?
But it would start early. No.
Oh.
No, we didn't really have youth on Wednesdays.
Oh,
it was
okay.
just like you like after school you would go soul winning, and then you would go to church, and that was pretty much it on Wednesdays.
Wow.
Yeah, but there was like not really youth services. Like they would have them sometimes on Saturdays, and they would have like preachings and games.
Oh,
and
like a
stuff
little
that.
conference.
Yeah,
That's cool.
but I would never really go to that.
What kept you from going to that?
I just didn't want to.
Okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't appealing to you?
Nah,
Okay.
not really.
Mm.
Yeah, it's because I had kind of said like I didn't really like a lot of the people that were there. So like if like my cousin wasn't going,
You wouldn't.
then I wasn't
Just
going
like how
because
you
like
said
my cousin
that.
was kind of like the one that we were always just together a lot. So
Mm.
like if we were going, then we would go together. But if I didn't go, then or like if he wouldn't go, then I wouldn't go. Or if he didn't go, if I didn't go, he wouldn't go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, yeah. So I wasn't really involved that much.
Yeah.
Do you regret it though, or do you think it was just a circumstance you were put in?
I definitely don't regret it because I guess
It
like I
wasn't
said,
like
like
this.
there was a lot of people that I just didn't like mess with. I didn't like a lot of them. So it was just kind of like for
would've
me it
been
was like a
weird.
win-win situation because I didn't have to go. Like my parents wouldn't force me to go, and then like on a Saturday I would just do something else, like go play basketball or hang out with my cousin or go do something.
Yeah.
So,
Smoke a
but like
lot.
y'all's youth, yeah. No, I'm just kidding. No, but like y'all's youth sounds fun, bro. Like y'all did a lot of stuff.
It was
we
fun, bro.
definitely did.
But like I would say that like the school, like the private school that I was in, like there was a couple years, bro, where it was like super fun. Like the pastor that was there at that time, like, bro, like we would have school and he would literally come up with like donuts. He'd be like, all right, guys, we're having a free day today. And like free day meant like, bro, like you do not like classes are canceled.
That's
like
cool.
you're literally gonna like change into your gym clothes and go out and play basketball, volleyball, football.
That's cool.
They had
And just like
lockers?
chill, do nothing. Yeah, we had lockers.
Like
but-
locker rooms?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. Yeah, they're probably like
What was it? Just four?
maybe
you
like
had
maybe like the size. Of
just four?
He said it's
Yeah.
just 4 lockers in there.
Nah, but that was a good amount. But we had like 50 students, so there was like the locker room. No, but the locker rooms were like 8th grade to like 12th grade, so they weren't like separated. So it was like all the little
middle
kids
schoolers and
yeah.
high schoolers. Basically.
So there wasn't a lot, but we had like maybe like 15, 20 locker rooms.
What happened to that principal
The pastor,
or pastor?
he just ended up some stuff like had happened.
He resigned.
Was he the principal and the pastor?
No, he was just the pastor of the
Oh,
church.
okay.
Wait, did y'all have a principal
Yeah, his name was Brother Parcell. He was pretty cool. He was pretty cool, bro.
too?
Yeah, I really liked him.
That's cool.
But like there was a lot of good memories. Like I know I don't want to make it seem like
It was bad.
yeah,
Like, the
everything
whole
was
church
like
was bad.
negative and like I hated every part of it.
It
Like
was
there
a
was
cold-
really good memories, bro.
Yeah.
And like I said, like my cousin went there and I had some other cousins and that's where I met Perla, bro, and like a really close one of my friends. Like I met there too, so there was a lot of good from
There was
that.
good
Yeah.
memories.
Yeah. And there was,
Definitely.
like I said, there's a lot of good memories, a lot of fun memories. But yeah, it was good though.
That's
I guess
cool.
I guess definitely talking about like our youth.
Yeah.
What about you, Alan? Like, how was your youth brought up? Were you did you grow up in church?
Yeah, I grew up in church. My mom more so my mom made me go. It wasn't an option. We were there every Sunday. We went to a lot of different churches growing up. I kind of realized this later on, but we're kind of church hopping family, you know.
Was there a reason though?
That I can remember if there was like drama.
Oh.
But I mean that's one specific thing one specific church I remember. But before that I don't know if it was just a matter of preference for my parents or proximity to the house closer. I don't know, but we went to Hispanic churches, Baptist Hispanic churches, Pentecostal Hispanic churches. We were a part of this old Caucasian country church. The pastor was a old country star who sang with Willie Nelson.
I think you showed
yeah.
me a song one time.
Yeah, and he was great pastor, great man of God. But then we ended up at another Hispanic church, but that was with a denomination. All the other churches I think were like independent. But anyways, the youth groups were far few and in between. Like we didn't really have a youth group to be a part of, and I always wish we did because I had to be there, and if I had to be there, I might as well have had something fun to do. So I remember we would be a part of a church where if there wasn't enough people in the sanctuary, the pastor would make all the kids go back to the sanctuary to make it feel more full.
Oh wow.
Oh, okay.
So we didn't have children's church or youth because for that reason. So
Yeah.
always. It probably wasn't until I was 13 or so, 12 or 13, we finally became a church that had a youth group, and I loved it. I thought it was amazing, like to be a part of a youth group. The youth pastor we had at that time was amazing. Still, we're like Facebook friends now, and
Wow.
it was just cool to feel like this is the youth's area. This is a youth space. This is a place where like I feel like it's the youth church, almost.
Yeah.
it was relevant to us. It was funny. It was entertaining. It was fun. But it was also spiritual, like we were being fed also.
That's cool.
And that's kind of those two, that range of my experience with youth ministry was helped me see the value of it. So probably the best one I was a part of was Pastor Angel's youth ministry. They were really, plugged into different things, and there was a worship team, and there was leadership, and there was it was just a cool space. I don't know. It was really cool to see, that's kind of where those fun memories started with us, where we started, having late night hangouts and just doing, crazy, stupid stuff as teenagers just to have a good time. But for me, I saw the need for it. Like, teenagers need a place where they feel like it's not old or outdated, but also it's like this weird tension. I asked you about your old youth ministry because amongst youth pastors, there's this conversation that's probably becoming more and more prevalent about, like, should youth ministry be fun and relevant, or should it just be about God's word? Like, God's word is sufficient. We should be training them up in the word of God. And there's people that take two completely opposing views to that. But I think it's a balance. If it's only serious, if it's only strict, if it's only, just straightforward, it becomes disengaging and boring. Especially when you have a new Christian who doesn't know what any of this means. But if it's always only fun and games and attraction, then it's shallow and it's surface, and there's no depth in their relationship.
You
with
could
God.
say a lot of people are just going for that little fun and that little experience that you get, just having fun with people around you, but they never gain anything.
Exactly. Yeah. And then as a youth pastor, how do you measure your success? It should be on growth, not just numeric growth, but the growth of the individuals, the growth of their spiritual growth. And if kids are coming to your church, I heard somebody say, I won't mention the church, somebody say they attend this church and they've been going for years, and it's a very trendy, cool church, but they're an atheist, and they go because they said the messages make them feel good.
Wow.
But they have no belief in God. Well, to me, you have to kind of take a step back and say, like, well, are we preaching God's word? If I can speak something and it just makes people feel good, and it brings no conviction and no transformation because the word of God does that, then what am I doing? Yeah. And there should be life change there. That doesn't mean every kid.
That's true. Every
kid, receives it, because we always had kids who came and just hung out, or maybe didn't take it serious, or it took them a while to take it serious. But there was always students there who were growing in their faith, in their relationship.
We're product of that.
No, definitely.
Yeah,
for sure.
I think, like, for me, coming from, like, the church that I used to go to CDA, like, for me, seeing the youth, like, seeing, like, Alvan and Alex and Aaron, and then, like, you got, like, little Angel and like Emily, like, people who I guess came from, like, the youth ministry, like, bro, you guys are, like, huge in the church. And I feel like I guess for me, I didn't see that a lot. Like, what I saw from, like, the youth ministry that I was a part of back in the days, like, kids were just playing the part, but they were never serious.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that, like, you guys never did that, but, like, y'all's fruits have shown, because you guys have stayed, you guys have like literally, like, been fed, you know what I'm saying? And y'all are, like, starting to show that, and y'all been showing that. So I think for me, like, that just speaks even more loudly. I think loudly is a word, I don't know. But yeah, it even speaks more loud about, like, the church in itself, right? Like Pastor Angel, and then how he develops, like, his leaders, and then how their leaders develop, like, their ministries that they're given. Yeah. And so, I mean, I would say, like, you guys, like, you guys have done, like, an amazing job. And I think
it's crazy. It's crazy to see that, because, like, I think everyone that serves in the church has been the youth. Like, even Selena and Isaac. Like,
we're once part of, like,
we're once part of we're once under the youth, which is crazy. Like,
it's cool to see that. I think sometimes too, some ministers see teenagers as, like, oh, let them have fun and they'll be okay, but don't give them responsibilities, don't give them roles, don't give them leadership, because they're just teenagers. But a lot of students crave that. Like, how many kids do you know that can't wait to turn 16 because they want a job? And they're not going to be rich off this job, but it's a sense of feeling grown up, feeling an adult. And so you have to give students an opportunity of feeling grown, like, hey, you're turning into an adult. You got to start behaving like that.
Yeah.
And that meant a lot of hard conversations sometimes, you know, like awkward sometimes, you know.
And I think also that helps the student or the young person, like, hey, have someone that's going to tell them, like, you're going to mess up and kind of already see it coming. Yeah. And then once they do mess up, they have someone that can tell them, like, this is why you messed up, and have that guidance instead of just, like, you know, I guess it'll be better to have someone there to, like, counsel you instead of just, like, hey, I messed up, now what?
Right.
Like, what do I do? And you keep messing up, or you never learn from your experience. Yeah. So I think that's a huge part of, I mean, leadership and mentorship.
Absolutely.
In the youth ministry.
We're doing a series in our youth group where I call This Is My Story, and we're selecting some key leaders to share their testimony with students. My brother shared his testimony recently this past Wednesday, and he used a story in 2 Kings with King Jeroboam, who was Solomon's grandson. And he has this opportunity to look for counsel because the people are like, hey, you know, your dad was cool and everything, but he was really rough on us. Could you, like, you know, tone it down a little bit, you know, relieve some stress off of us. So he went to the old council and was like, hey, you know, what do I do? And they're like, do what the people are asking you, you know, like, that's not going to make or break you, and that's helping them feel like you're for the people. And so he said, okay, he went to them and asked for advice. So then after he left their council, he went to his friends and were like, what do y'all think I should do? And his friends were like, oh, heck no. Like, they're not going to disrespect you. You make it worse for them. Dang. And he listened to them. And it caused a civil war in Israel. Wow. And a lot of the tribes split up because he didn't listen to counsel. And so, you know, I think it's a hard thing for teenagers to do because, again, you think you know everything and, you know, but I think it's it's an intentional thing. Like, some people may be more prideful towards it or less, you know, open to it, but it's just something you cultivate in your heart. Like, you have to get used to criticism. You have to get used to feedback. I've had people tell me, like, I love criticism. And I'm like, no, you don't. No one loves it. No one likes hearing, you know, honest, straight up feedback because there's an insecurity about us that makes us feel like they're attacking me.
Yeah, definitely.
You start to get defensive.
Yeah, you have to learn. Let me give you an example. I would not right now feed my son a mojarra because it's a bony fish. Yeah. He doesn't know how to pick apart the bones and the meat. Yeah. Right? I could like give him, I don't know, salmon, something that has no bones in it, and he can just tear up how he wants and eat. Yeah. But as he develops his eating skills, he'll know how to pick the bones apart and eat it right. And it's the same with criticism. Like, you got to start somewhere. Yeah. But as you grow, you learn to pick the meat from the bones and not take offense to everything and be open-hearted and say, hey, this person loves me. Yeah. And I think that was I learned, I mean, I messed up a lot as a youth pastor, I'll be honest. There's a lot of things I wish I would have done better or done different. But I realized later on that it means a lot to let students know you care about them so that when you bring the criticism, they know, okay, well, he cares about me. Let me at least listen to him knowing his heart. Yeah. So,
see, I think, like, what you just said is, like, one of the biggest things is why, like, for me, I stepped back. It's because it wasn't like that when I was in the youth ministry that I was in. Like, they had their favorites, right? And then if you weren't part of, like, their favorites and you weren't living up to their code or their mode or whatever, then you were just, like, pushed to the side. You know what I'm saying? And you were always viewed in that light.
Yeah.
And
like
so,
an outcast.
Huh?
Like an outcast?
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. And so, like, I guess for me, like, I feel like I had moments where I was like, okay, like, I want to, like, try, you know, like, I want to get better. I want to, you know, read my Bible more. I want to study. I want to listen to better music. You know, I don't want to watch this or do this. Yeah. And I always felt like I couldn't because they already expected me to be in that light of, you're not this, right? You're this. Right. So for me to step out of it, it felt weird. Yeah. And it felt like uncomfortable and like they weren't like welcoming or like, you know, like, come on, like, we'll help you.
Come
you
as you are.
Exactly.
In a way, did you ever think like, was there ever thought of like, nah, I'm gonna just keep doing it because they're not seeing me grow? Like kind of like a rebellion type.
I feel like, yeah.
You did?
Yeah, I feel like okay, like you guys think that I'm this, so then let me be that. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, I think that was a big part as to why, like, you know, I just never really like dove in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I think that was good what you just said.
Yeah.
Like, I agree 100%. Like, you know, criticism is definitely needed, you know,
Definitely.
but you got to have the love for it, that trust with that person. And you got to build
For
that.
sure.
So I agree, bro.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It takes time, man. There's a you read in Jesus, you know, working with his disciples, he often took them to the side and ministered to them, and he served them, you know, like he was telling them what leadership was. It was like, oh, y'all want to be great? This is what greatness is. Washing your feet. You guys read during Easter, you talked about, you know, communion or the Passover meal. And Jesus was telling them, like, hey, you know, we'll partake in this together at the end of the days. You know, when I return, we'll share Passover in heaven together. Yeah. And so it's also like this looking towards something. Passover symbolizes for us not just a remembrance of what Jesus did, but of what's going to happen in the future when he comes back. And we're seated at his table with him, and he's partaking with us. But following that, he washes their feet. And so for him to say, like, I'm the king, I'm coming back, I'm going to rule everything, being that person, I will humble myself to the point of washing your feet. Like, dude, it's mind-blowing. And that's what true leadership is. It's just so opposite of what the world tells us, you know? And but kind of see that in church culture now. You know, you read the headlines about churches falling and crazy stuff going on. Yeah.
You guys seen the documentary?
Yeah, I did.
I watched it.
Of what?
Hillsong?
I haven't seen it yet.
I didn't see it.
It's
pretty good.
I definitely feel it's biased and from the writer's perspective.
Like, they already had their mind made up on it?
Yeah.
Well, I don't think they're believers, so there's no redemptive nature to the story. It's just like they're hurtful, they're evil, they're wrong.
Wow.
But I think it's healthy. A lot of people in the church don't like those things because they're like, stop
hating
talking about the church. You know, we should be only saying good things about the church. But when the church is broken, that should be a conversation, because otherwise, how do you fix it? How do you address those problems if no one's talking about it? So that's just my take. I thought it was interesting to watch.
Yeah, it was.
But I would say it's for mature believers though. Like you have to be wise too. If someone's a new believer and they're
They'll get hurt.
That'll discourage you. That'll make you think every church is like that. There are good churches out there. So if you're listening to this, there's good churches.
Yeah, there is. Definitely when you spoke about if the church only brings that excitement, that feeling, that's literally what I thought, because they didn't speak on that. Yeah. A lot of people were mentioning, like, it felt like a concert when I was showing up. It made me feel good. Yeah. But they never really dived into the truth. So I always seek that discernment of having both. Yeah. That's true.
Yeah. So you talked about like your youth experience, and I just wanted to know, I think we have a question of like, why and when did you feel like you committed to your faith? You committed to just being 100% all in?
When I was, so I grew up in church, learned how to be a Christian without being a Christian. You know, I could go to church and portray it, and then go to school and be someone completely different. You know, go to my job and be someone completely different. Live life and be someone that I wouldn't be in front of other people. So I got good at that, to be honest with you. But when I feel like a lot of my faith was based off of my mom's faith. She made us go. I went because she made us go. When she passed away when I was 15 years old of cancer. She was diagnosed with leukemia. 2 weeks later, boom, she passed. And it was just a crazy time for us. If anyone at that point, my faith... Wow. Sorry, guys.
No, you're good. Matt did it last episode.
Yeah. Should I start over with my mom was diagnosed? That part? Okay.
Yeah, go for it.
You're fine.
When I was 15 years old, my mom was diagnosed with leukemia. We found out she had cancer, and then 2 weeks later she passed away. And for me, it was kind of a place in my faith where I thought, like, almost subconsciously, like, she goes to church and she's a good believer, so I'm good. You know, like, almost I'm piggybacking off her faith, if you will.
Yeah.
And when she was gone, it was like, whoa, like, now what? I really thought that God would have healed her. Like, if anyone in my house deserved it, it was her. She was the most passionate about the Lord. She prayed every day. She encouraged us to read scripture. There's facets of my life that I still to this day will attribute to my mom's prayers.
Wow.
Just this favor that God has given me, and just I'm not good enough for it. I just really believe that the powers of a mother's prayer are, man, they're
powerful.
Yeah, they are. So when she passed away, you know, I kind of lived my life for a few years, not really bad, but just sin, you know, in disobedience to God, dishonoring Him, and I saw the consequences of that soon in my life, like the brokenness. You can pursue something you think is going to make you happy, and at the end of the day, you realize it's not going to fulfill you. And it was my senior year in high school. I was like, I don't care what anyone else says. I probably won't see any of these people anymore. All this popularity stuff's overrated. I don't know. Something just kicked on inside of me, and I was me. Unapologetically. And I mean, what I mean by that is I was more comfortable with who I was, but also in sharing my faith. You know, I joined a Bible club on campus. We started another one. And I remember this one class I went into, there's a girl, and I always look for Christian friends. I was like, man, you know, because we didn't really have a good youth group, and none of those kids in the youth group went to church with us. Or went to school with me. So I remember walking into a class and this girl was there, and I saw she had a Bible or a Bible verse on her binder. And I was like, oh, are you a Christian? And she was like, yeah, but I'm not like a Bible thumper. I had never heard that before. And I was like, oh, what? I was like, I don't do that either. I don't know what you mean. But I don't do that either. Bible thumper. But just, she's like, I'm not one of those people that just tell you about Jesus all the time and try to, you know, shove my beliefs down your throat. And I'm like, well, that's what I want to. I don't want to, you know, not with that same verbiage, but I do want to share my faith with others, especially if I believe what I believe about it. I want other people to know it. And it was a point where I didn't care what people said. You know, I didn't care what people thought about me living my faith out loud. I did it. It is funny, too. I found a picture of it recently. I held a Bible study for a bunch of my friends who I knew weren't really plugged into church. And went to CC's Pizza, and we had a Bible study, and I led that Bible study. And I hadn't really preached before. I was just passionate. And Nayeli was there.
Wow.
And Nayeli was there. And we weren't really friends at that point, had no romantic interest in each other. Nayeli's my wife. And, yeah, she was there. And just thinking about the long-term effects. But my senior year, I was like, dude, I don't care. If God's going to hold me accountable to my talents that He gives me, then I'm going all in.
That's amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Were you in a youth ministry at this time?
Yes, but it wasn't a healthy
Youth ministry.
Yeah, there was a lot of drama going on in there, and some of it caused by me. Or not caused by me, but I was involved in it. Just kind of, it was a messy thing. You know, there was no real youth leadership there to help kind of
guide.
Yeah, that whole conflict. So it was just a bunch of teenagers like being dumb. So, but yeah, it was. We just, man, we probably had like 3 youth ministers in 1 year at during that season.
Wow.
And it made it hard to, you know.
That's good though, cause like at a young age, you would get discouraged, you know.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like, that's how a lot of people would have been.
Yeah.
They would have probably just gave up.
Yeah. And it's funny, too, that even after my mom passed away, I still kept going to church.
Yeah.
Part of it was like, oh, I'm going to honor her and keep doing this.
Yeah.
But I think by that time I had built some solid enough relationships that I would keep, you know, kind of keep going. So
what about your household? Was it still Christian-wise, like with your brother, siblings?
There was a shift, for sure. After my mom passed, I realized that my mom was the rule maker and my dad was a rule enforcer. Like, he did it because she said that was a rule. He enforced it, and we weren't going to cross my dad. Like, my dad did not play.
Yeah.
Well, when my mom was out of the picture, the rules kind of dissipated. And so my dad just kind of let us almost do what we wanted, you know? but I think I needed that in my life to realize, because when you grow up in church and you can't do anything, you're like, oh, if I can only do this, and I'd be happy,
yeah.
and oh, I wish I could do what the other kids
And
do.
it's not till like you actually experience your like you get a little bit of freedom. You're like, this is not what I thought it
It's
would be.
not at all. Yeah, in fact, not only is it not bringing me happiness, there's pain that comes with it.
Mm.
There's brokenness that comes with it. There's backtracking that happens in my life because of a bad breakup or because of a depression or because of whatever it is. You pursue these things and they don't turn out to be what you thought they were, and then it just brings you right back to that same God. You're the prodigal son who makes a round trip back home and says, hey,
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is as you're growing up, and then we lead into you being our youth pastor, and then going more into that. Now you're serving at a ministry, and that's your full-time thing.
yeah.
And how I guess why did you decide that, and how did that come about?
Decide
Like, okay, I'm gonna 100% commit to ministry.
So, like, now recently or back when I started youth pastoring?
I mean, of course, you always wanted to. I think, like, just having the courage to be like, okay, I'm stopping whatever job I had going on, whatever moves that I had making, and I'm 100% going to ministry.
Or you can speak on, like, how slowly, at first it was,
Yeah,
I'm the youth leader, but I still have my job. Is
Okay.
this what I truly want to do?
Yeah, because I feel like there's a lot of people that...
Because I think there's, maybe two pivots in a way. You kind of spoke on when you became a youth leader at CDA. But now it's like it grew more as the years passed where you're like, I want to do this for the rest of my life as my job.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of people that, I don't know, it may be in our lives and in a lot of churches' lives where they're like, I have a job and I have the ministry.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of people that are like, I want to mix those two so bad, but I don't know how to make it happen, or I don't know when it will happen. And I just want you to speak on like that experience.
So for me, I always knew from the moment I accepted the youth ministry position, I knew I wanted to do ministry full time.
Mm.
I don't think that anyone's motivation for ministry should ever be monetary. The reality is that you might not really make a lot of money doing this. And I know we see a lot of large famous pastors with mansions, and we assume that I could get there and I could be that. If God wills it, okay, but that shouldn't be the pursuit of it. And so you kind of go in knowing, like, I'm not going in this to be rich or a millionaire, or I'm doing this because the Lord called me to, and I'm trusting He will meet my needs. But I knew ministry was what I was gonna do full time. In that season of my life, especially early on, I had a full time job. I was in school full time, and I was youth pastoring. But I was single, so I had a lot of free time. The way I saw it was my job was allowing me to do ministry. I was working that job so I could pay the bills so that I could do ministry. Paul was a tent maker. He had a side hustle that helped support his ministry so that he could be a missionary. He also had people who sponsored him, who gave to them. And that wasn't his first thing, was to get donors. In fact, he probably was a little, opposed to first asking people for money because he didn't want to place any stumbling block for those new believers. But the job was there, and that job was solely, I'm going to go here, I'm going to work, and I'm going to do it well to the honor and glory of God, as we're commanded to do everything. But that's there to help me pay the bills so that I'm able to do ministry. Yeah. And now I'm in a place where I work full time at the church, and it's what does both things. My calling, and it also is what I'm compensated for. So it's a really cool thing, man. I really enjoy it. I think that I think when you've not done something before, you kind of think like, oh, I can't wait to be full-time ministry. It's going to be so much better. But that presents its own challenges, just
Were
like
you a little scared
else.
going into it?
So I didn't transition to this new position and take that. This is a pretty new move. This was 3 months ago that I did that. I was still working at Texans Can, and then actually I don't know if I can say that, but I was still working at my previous job. And then I ended up working part-time at the church for a little bit. And then I had to pick up another part-time job. And that was kind of the same dynamic. I'm working there so I can do this. And I hated that job. I did not like working there. It's just so...
Wait, so you
not the church, the other job.
No, you were working full-time at the school?
At the can. You were working at the can.
Yes.
You were working a different part-time job, and you were working
at the church.
Part-time at the church.
So I was working. So while I was still employed with the can, that was during the summer, so I could take a part-time job at the church. But then I had to make a decision and say, okay, either I'm going to step into this. There was no full-time position on the table. It was part-time. Wow. So I was like, I got to take a jump at some point. You know, like it may not always be that, oh, here's a $70,000 offer job. Yeah. It's not usually like that, I don't think. And honestly, I had even at my duration at CDA, I had offers for a full-time paying youth pastor job. I had offers like that. But that's not where God wanted me to be. So it wasn't even about the money or the full-time thing. It was about being where God wanted me to be.
Yeah.
And so I was at the can, offered a part-time position, talked to my wife about it. We prayed about it, made that decision to go over, left the school. And then and here's a crazy thing. God was supplying our needs. Like,
wow.
It was crazy. I've you hear testimonies about like, oh, I gave and then God, boom, this money showed up.
Yeah.
Literally happened to me.
Wow.
Like 3 different times. And I felt like it was just God reaffirming, because my biggest heart as a husband, as a father, your heart is to meet your family's needs. Like, I want to make sure they're comfortable. I want to make sure they have what they need, and even a little bit of what they want too. Yeah. And the Lord was just kind of showing me, like, I'm with you. Like, I got you.
Wow.
And so I worked another part-time job, and then this opportunity came up. So I serve in more than one role at the church, which makes it a full-time position. So, and this was kind of new too. I originally had said no to this offer. I was like, I don't want a youth pastor anymore. I'm done with that. And that's what I wanted. But 2 different times I was invited to preach at a church, a youth ministry, and I went and preached, and the Lord reawakened something inside of me. And I was just like, maybe I'm not done. And sure enough, I felt like the Lord, reawakened that passion inside of me to do youth ministry again. And I stepped in after another our high school student pastor transition, and I stepped into that role. So that was different too, because even though I youth pastor before, I never took over someone else's job with kids I'd never even met. That's
and
crazy. They're just looking at me like,
that was crazy.
It was different for sure. Yeah. It was different. But man, I love the students. They're cool, they're great, gifted kids, and they're fun too, man. They're fun. But
they crazy?
No, they're good kids. They're good kids, yeah.
Better than us, right? No,
it's different. It's a different dynamic. It's a different demographic for sure.
Shock.
Yeah, it's a different culture.
You were in the Springs, now you're in
the Springs.
You were in the Springs.
In the Grove.
You were in Grove. Yeah, you were getting kids from Grove side.
Yeah.
You're getting Alex. Alex was game. No, for real.
We're having like drive-bys and church.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
We had to hide the kids.
Well, the cops pulled up on us. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Were you there?
No.
We were playing outside the rec center, and
oh,
sorry. We were playing at the rec center, and the police drove in with their lights flashing, and the cop flung his door open and pulled his gun out.
No way.
Yeah,
he pulled his gun out.
Yeah. You see that stick that they like hit people?
No, it was a gun, bro.
If I was there, I would have.
He's like, what? And we were just playing soccer.
Yeah, we were.
Because I remember I was with little Allan, and then we were just hanging out. He's like, "What are y'all doing out here?"
Yeah, he did scream at us.
I'm like, dude, chill out.
Y'all couldn't be there or what?
We rented it. He didn't know we rented it.
So we rented this place from 7 to 9. We had our little
youth
service, and afterwards we would hang out there and just like kick a ball around or like
just hang out.
Yeah, we would just talk around. So this was probably about 9:30, 10 now, and the cop just comes by. I remember him going past us and then swinging back like so fast, Like,
Well, a gun just seems so excessive.
yeah, I don't remember a gun. That's crazy.
Maybe I made that up, but I'm pretty
If it
sure
was
I
a gun,
remember him
yeah.
pulling his gun
I know
out.
sauce on the taco.
If it was a gun, that would have been crazy.
I'm pretty
I
sure
know
I
he
remember
screamed
that.
at us though.
I know he had his flash, his
I know
light
he had.
on.
Yeah, I couldn't see it. He flashbanged me.
Flashbang.
Yeah.
He was screaming, and I was like, "Sir, we rent this place." He's like, "Oh no," he's like, "What are y'all doing?" And we're like playing football. Go play football at the park. I'm like, why are you so intense? Calm down, sir. Like, we don't want to play at the park. But I was like, sir, we rent this place. And he's like, oh, you rent it? And then his whole demeanor changed, bro.
He was just like, oh, all right. And then he left.
Need an
It
extra
was
guy?
crazy. Huh?
Like, need an extra guy? Like, he was finna
I
join
know, bro.
He just starts taking off his vest and stuff.
Bro, got my
Brings
shorts on.
cleats in the back. Yeah, that's crazy, bro. That was a crazy
What?
thing.
I was
And then we left right after that.
Yeah. And then after that, we wouldn't hang out there as long. We probably hang out 30 minutes.
Yeah, we left right after that happened. I was like, all right, guys.
Yeah, he
let's
just
go.
killed the vibe.
No, but I'm
bro.
saying-
It was
for sure.
like-
I'm saying like the later youth services, like we wouldn't hang out there as long as we
Yeah,
used to.
because it was dark out there too.
Yeah.
And I mean, I guess I see what it looks like. We would like do stupid things out there too. So I'm sure like the restaurant right there would call the cops, or they thought that we were doing dumb things, like
Yeah.
we're
Keep an eye
playing
on you.
pranks, or I don't know. Just
Man, that restaurant right there looked kind of sketchy too.
that's his favorite spot.
Yeah.
It's
What
good.
is it?
What's it called?
Pine Tree Garden.
Pine Tree.
Oh, that Chinese food spot?
Yeah.
good.
Oh, yeah, bro. They are good.
You
He
tried
loves
it?
that one.
Yeah, I have.
I've never tried it.
It is good, bro.
I think y'all put me on there.
Was
It's
it good?
It is good.
They're kind of cheap, right? Pretty affordable.
They always had like cats in the back though.
Imagine.
Bro, what I
That's
done
the
seen,
best.
bro, it's chicken, bro. All right, so we have a new segment for you guys. We are calling this the hot seat, where we ask rapid questions. So, Alex, go ahead and go, bro.
All right. What are you most proud of?
Dang, like that.
Rapid, bro. Rapid.
Rapid. 5 seconds.
First thing off your dome.
Having a family.
Okay.
Nice. All right, mine is what year would you eliminate like from existence
That I've been alive or ever?
that you've been alive?
That's good.
Dang, that's a hard. These are hard.
Easy, COVID year.
There's two of them. Which one?
The
main
first one, because
If
then
I
it wouldn't
eliminate the
happen. The
first
first one,
one-
because then it wouldn't happen.
So then you take out.
But then
two.
that's when my son was born, so I wouldn't do that.
That's tough. Never mind. You're in a predicament. All right, which one would you
I'm
choose?
in a pickle.
Yeah, you're in a pickle.
Oh, still?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
2002.
Okay.
This
Why?
is- I don't know. It doesn't seem
Matt,
that
your question.
important.
All right, bro. What's your favorite rapper? Who's your favorite rapper?
Dang. Like lyric wise or
Like, just of all time. If you
all
can only
time.
listen to one
Lecrae.
rapper, Lecrae.
Lecrae.
All right, your turn, bro.
If you could travel to one place, where would it be? Of all time.
Japan. New Zealand.
New Zealand's good.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
clean.
Okay.
All right, mine's kind of another time questions. What decade would you live in if you had the choice?
Now.
For real?
Sure.
Okay.
Why?
Yeah, why?
Because I know it.
Okay, that makes sense.
All right. Would you rather travel to the beach or to the mountain? Or to the mountain?
The mountains.
The mountains?
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
For sure, the mountains.
Okay.
Go.
What's your favorite car? Or vehicle?
Or view.
No, because what if he likes a truck?
I got you.
Just say horseback at this point. Just say horseback at this point, bro.
I guess an old school Bronco.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's probably mine
Restored.
too.
Those are cool. The old ones, though, the new ones, I think are ugly.
They are?
Yeah.
For real?
They're
You
super
don't like
ugly.
Well, bro, the new
No.
ones are clean.
I like
What?
it a little bit.
Not the sport ones, but the actual ones.
All
that-
of them are. They don't compare to the old one. They should be called something
Well,
else.
they're always gonna be classic, bro. The new
Yeah.
ones still got. They live clean too.
Yeah.
They're like little trash buckets on wheels.
Nah, that's kind of messed up. I have one. No, imagine.
No offense if you drive one. I just don't like them.
My last question is, if you had to kill anybody at this table, who would you kill?
You for asking that question.
Okay, I'll take it.
All right. Would you rather have boneless wings or traditional wings?
Traditional. Boneless wings are not even a thing.
And not wings for real?
Chicken nuggets. Popcorn chicken.
Don't you like that?
No, I'm a traditional.
I'm
all
a traditional
day.
type of guy too.
I hate that. I
He's
tell-
boneless. He's a
You're
boneless.
You don't have bones? I'm just kidding. He said
Boneless
you're
pizza or pizza?
Bro, this segment was crazy, bro. I don't know if we're even gonna put this in.
Just leave
We'll
it in.
probably
I don't
do-
need-
We should include some of it though.
It's
Alright.
funny. Yeah.
We'll include some of it, but
For sure.
this has been the 4th episode of the Soulcial Misfits Podcast. We had our special guest today, our first
Our
guest.
first guest.
Yes.
Be on the lookout for more episodes, for more content, things like that. And yeah, I don't know if you want to say anything.
I love watching the podcast, so if you guys haven't yet and do watch it, subscribe, follow these guys, and they're doing great stuff. So I think it's just really encouraging to see you guys step out of your comfort zone and also, refine your giftings and talents. You guys are really good at this, and my wife and I love watching you guys. So
Thank you, man.
Appreciate
thank
it,
y'all
bro.
for
Thank
having
you.
me. It's
Yep,
an
for sure.
honor.
We appreciate it.